fellow speakers here, and ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So, my name is George, and I'm going to talk about the paradox of going green. So I'm going to start out the session with a couple of questions. The first question being, who out here is concerned about global warming? Okay, quite a few, the majority of you. Thank you. Could I ask another follow-on question? Who amongst you is willing to go through some minor inconveniences to help the environment? Okay, quite a few. I'm impressed. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, my talk essentially is about how, while it's so important to go green, and some people say it's a dominant problem, but I personally don't think it's a dominant problem. It's something which is boiling over, and if we don't do something about it, it's going to take us by surprise. So my talk is about everyone out, most of the people that I've come across are happy to do something about the environment, but they are not necessarily willing to go that extra mile or go and walk the talk that they claim they're ready to do something with the environment. And so I've got a couple of instances, one of my personal examples and some of the community experiences as to why I believe that the go green thing is such a paradoxical situation. The first instance, so I got hit by the go green bug around 2 years ago. So I thought, okay, it's important to go green, let's be environment friendly. So I decided to start with using cloth bags instead of plastic bags at the grocery shop. So I usually shop at cold storage or fair price, and I decided, so every time I go down there, so I park my car, I'll have 4 bags, so I bought 4 cloth bags, stylish cloth bags, and I tucked it into the car boot, and so every time I went to NTUC fair price or cold storage, I used to take those cloth bags, go into NTUC, get my shopping done, come back, trek across to the car, park the car back at home, and then go and arrange all those things. That's where the paradox starts. So the first 2 weeks, I went religiously back in the car and kept those bags into the car. 2 weeks down, I was too lazy, I'll do it later. Or I got busy with other activities. Essentially, I had excuses. I used to find some reason or the other to not go down and leave those bags in the car boot. So what happened? The subsequent times I went to the supermarket, I came back with plastic bags. So the initial fad about plastic bags wore off. So here am I, talking of going green, but I'm not willing to just go down and have the discipline of leaving those bags in the car so that I can use it next time. Of course, I rationalized that by saying that, you know what, I need to use dustbin liners anyway, and those fair price or cold storage bags can be used as dustbin liners. So I'm still green, yeah, because I would have bought some dustbin liners, I'm using these bags. So I always have a way to explain my own actions. So I think some of us in the room can relate to it, and that's my own example of how paradoxical going green is. So second example I'm going to cite is about the community. Some of you would have heard about Earth Hour. Earth Hour is a moment which started 2 years ago globally. For 60 minutes, people world over shut off lights. Shut off lights as in totally shut off lights. But the irony or the paradoxical situation of Earth Hour is that the more popular it gets, the more resources it consumes. As per estimates, in March 2009, when the last Earth Hour was held, you had bars having Earth Hour promotion, you had nightclubs having Earth Hour green tie event, you had promotional pamphlets being dished out, you had green t-shirts being dished out with the Earth Hour logo. So here we are, the whole idea of Earth Hour was started primarily to save resources, not to consume more resources. But that's exactly what's happening. It's paradoxical, the entire situation. And guess what? Last year, the mascot or the ambassador for Earth Hour was none other than Richard Branson. And you know what Richard Branson's latest venture is? Space tourism. He is the biggest carbon footprint guy in the entire world. He owns an F1 team, space tourism, and this guy is the ambassador for Earth Hour. So it just shows how paradoxical the situation is. I'll give you another example. See, if you look at the other corner of the room there, you have 2 dustbins. So one day I followed the lady who collects cleans the bins. So I asked her what happens to the contents from both the bins. She said it goes back to the same box. So one was supposed to be recycled, the other one is the non-recyclable stuff. But even in Cisco, so in most of the offices in Cisco, you have 2 bins, but they go into the same bin. So there are 2 bins out here, but they all go into the same place. Again, paradoxical. So we are talking the talk, but not walking the talk. Yeah, because it's so difficult to walk the talk when it comes to the environment. So it's a dormant situation, but it's going to really boil over sometime or the other. Yeah? So what can we do out here in the room, all of us put together? Very simple things based on my own failures and experiences. Avoid leaving the car engine idling for more than 2 minutes. Small things. Most of us in Cisco leave our computers on, our routers on, and our wireless modems on, our peripherals on the entire night. Because you know what? If I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I check my email, go to the loo, check my email, and again go back to bed. And it's not me alone. I've come across many people who do that, yeah? If the baby is crying, oh, the baby, anyway, I'm awake. Let me go and check if Linda has sent me an email. So we all do that. Yeah? So, put off the computer, put off the peripheral, avoid leaving the car engine idling for more than 2 minutes, use energy-saving lamps. Simple things. Yeah? I always believe that there are many things we can do. There's very small things, little things that matter a lot. Thank you very much.